I now give the floor to the representative of the Russian Federation.
Thank you, Mr. President. We're grateful to Mark Lowcock and Martin Griffith for their detailed briefings on the military, political, and humanitarian situation in the Republic of Yemen. As we heard today, the situation in this country, especially the humanitarian situation, remains dire. In spite of the cessation of hostilities regime in Hodeidah being maintained, a resumption of military activities in the south of the country in September has put in danger efforts to promote a peace resolution. We welcome initiatives including launching a dialogue in Jeddah aimed at achieving a compromise among the parties. We also welcome statements from the various sides about their intentions to refrain from armed attacks and to refrain from the use of violent methods in dealing with their internal problems. We hope that this dynamic will be further consolidated in the interests of de-escalation. We are encouraged by the fact that it seems that there is a significant momentum for a peace agreement, and then this is testified by the fact that the initiatives put forward by Ansar Allah were welcomed by the government of Yemen and Saudi Arabia, which was mentioned several times in this room. We support the mediation efforts by Mr. Martin Griffith in convincing the parties that there's no future in a military solution, and we welcome in this connection the meeting on the 8th and 9th of September in the framework of the Redeployment Coordination Committee and the agreements reached on moving forward and implementing the Stockholm Agreement. The redeployment of military forces from the ports of Hodeidah, Salif, and Raisa will not only contribute to de-escalation around the whole country, but will also make it possible to disentangle other aspects of the Stockholm Agreement, including exchange of prisoners and de-escalation in Tayaz, as well as discussing the framework parameters of a peace settlement. The humanitarian situation continues to deteriorate and more appears like a humanitarian catastrophe. We seem to repeat this at every meeting where we discuss Yemen. Providing humanitarian assistance to Yemen must be one of the top priorities in our work. However, the best guarantee to tackle the humanitarian problems is to achieve a peace settlement, which will make it possible to deliver this kind of assistance unimpeded and will open possibilities and opportunities for rebuilding the country that has been devastated by war. Mr. President, we're convinced that resolving the Yemen conflict in the future could become a window of opportunity for resolving other acute problems in the region. In this context, the well-known Russian concept of collective security in the Persian Gulf is becoming more and more relevant. That initiative is aimed precisely at unblocking conflict situations, developing confidence building and control measures. It's also certainly in line with Resolution 598, which we constantly recall, which instructed the Secretary General of the UN in cooperation with regional states to develop an architecture of security and trust in the region. Thank you.
I thank the representative of Russian Federation for his statement.